Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here with Keystone Mountain Outdoors. So today we're talking all about suppressor covers, suppressor wraps, whatever you want to call these things. In this video, we're going to go over some pros and cons of using them, some situations where you may want to use them, some situations where you may not want to use them. Also, I'll give you guys some recommendations on different covers and stuff like that. So let's get right into it. So suppressor covers, what's the purpose of them? Well, suppressor covers help isolate the heat from your suppressor from radiating out. There's a couple different situations I could think of where one would want to use a suppressor cover. Probably the most popular would be for limiting mirage. So say you're shooting your suppressor on a long range bolt action rifle, or it could be semi-automatic, whatever. As your suppressor heats up, it's going to put off mirage. If you've ever looked at an asphalt road on a hot summer day and you've seen that like smoky kind of texture radiating off of it, that's mirage. That's what you're going to see off of a suppressor if you shoot it, especially through a high magnification scope. You're going to see that mirage radiating off of it. A lot of guys will run suppressor covers to help isolate that mirage. That way the mirage doesn't affect your shot. Another really popular way of using these suppressor covers is to help isolate the heat from the suppressor from your body or other objects. For example, if you're out hog hunting and you're shooting a couple rounds through your suppressor and then jumping in a side-by-side or a truck and riding around trying to find more hogs, that hot suppressor is going to burn the inside of your side-by-side or the inside of your car or whatever, or gun case or whatever. So if you use these suppressor covers, it'll help isolate that. That way you don't burn your shit. Another use people will use them is in tactical situations, whether you're training with a rifle or you're taking a class or something along those lines. A lot of guys will try to use these to help isolate the suppressor from burning your body. For example, if you sling your rifle, a lot of times that suppressor can touch the inside of your leg. And if you're wearing shorts, you're going to get burned. If you're wearing jeans, you can burn through your jeans or your pants or whatever. So those are just a couple uses that I named off the top of my head for suppressor covers. They have their pros and their cons. The suppressor cover is a consumable item in essence. These things do wear out over time. If you're going to dump mag dump after mag dump through them, these things aren't really designed to do that. They're more designed, different ones are designed differently. There's some that are built heavier duty than others. This one here is a rifles only skinny. So this is more of their light duty one. They do make the HAD, I believe it's called, the rifles only HAD. It's really beefy and it's designed to, shoot a lot of rounds through a can and it be able to withstand the heat. But a lot of times, no matter how well built the suppressor cover is, if you heat it up and heat it up and heat it up and use it, eventually the materials are going to degrade and it's going to start falling apart. So these things in essence are kind of a consumable item. However, if you take care of them and use them sparingly, they do tend to last. I've had this one for a year and a half and I've shot it a good bit, but I don't generally use my suppressor cover whenever I'm shooting long strings of fire. My big use for a suppressor cover is for long range, kind of PRS style shooting, where I'm shooting a couple different shots, generally on a bolt action rifle, and my main use for it is to limit mirage. However, like I said, there are other uses for it. That's just kind of what I use it for. Generally, whenever I'm shooting, doing tactical training, stuff like that, training with my rifle, I don't like to use a suppressor cover because what I find is that none of them really hold up. You could spend hundreds of dollars on these things and they're all going to fall apart eventually. Some of them fall apart really fast. Like this one, for example, I wouldn't want to put a mag dump through it. I would probably destroy this within a mag or two of shooting through it. This suppressor cover is more designed for low volume fire. But like I said, there are ones that are designed for heavy volume of fire, but no matter which one it is, eventually they're going to start breaking down and deteriorating and stuff like that, just because of the heating and cooling associated with them. And another downside to using a suppressor for the tactical operations, stuff like that, if you're putting a lot of rounds through it, you're not allowing your suppressor to cool. So you're keeping it hot. So if you put mag after mag after mag through it, that suppressor is going to start glowing, which is cool, but then again, it's not necessarily the best thing for the suppressor. You want the suppressors to be able to cool down. Heat is kind of the worst enemy with a suppressor, especially if you're using a titanium can. Titanium rifle cans really don't like getting super hot, and if you're running a suppressor cover and constantly putting rounds through it without allowing it to properly cool, you're going to possibly damage your suppressor. So it's something to take into consideration. So I guess we'll kind of go over some different manufacturers. I only have one to show you guys, but I've used a lot of different covers over the years. Coltac makes some pretty good ones. They attach via Velcro. I really like the rifles only because they use this paracord, and basically it slides over your suppressor, and then it will cinch down, and it cinches down on the back of the can. It doesn't allow it to slide off. If I actually cinch this down, and so if I cinch it down and tighten the locking collar thing there, it can't slide off the can, right? So that keeps it kind of in place. Some of the Velcro ones, like the Coltac one, they just basically rely on pure like grip strength. And what could happen is over time, as it heats up, it'll slide off, and then a bullet could impact it or something like that. They break down pretty easy. There's different pros and cons to them, like I said a million times in this video. But the Coltac ones are pretty cool. The Armageddon gear ones are pretty good. I'm personally a big fan of rifles only. If you had to ask me for a recommendation as far as a cover, I would recommend rifles only. They have a couple different ones. Like I said, this is the skinny. They also offer the HAD, which is like their full auto one. They kind of make it beefy, and they say it's able to withstand, you know, mag dump after mag dump. But personally, I've seen them break down over time. They will handle it, but not for long periods of time. You're not going to be put mag dump after mag dump through it on a regular basis, and it lasts forever. But they do last pretty long. And then they also offer another one. I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of in between this and the HAD. It's kind of like a somewhat beefier one, but it's not built as strong as the HAD. But yeah, these things range anywhere from like $60 all the way up to you can spend hundreds of dollars on them. I seen there was a company at SHOT Show this year that had a suppressor cover that was like $300 and some, but they claim it's made out of this great material that will withstand full auto and this, that, the other. And that's to be proven yet, I guess. I don't know. Personally, like I said, the big use I see for suppressor covers is for limiting mirage, especially if you're a PRS shooter, which I'm getting into PRS. More on that coming soon. I'm building a rifle. We'll be doing videos on that very, very soon, as soon as some parts come in. But yeah, so yeah, the big use I use them for is to limit mirage. But like I said, there's tons of different uses for them. Figure out what you want to do with it and figure out which one you want to go with. You can get them in some cool different camo patterns. There's companies out there that make them in American flags and this, that, and the other. There's all kind of cool designs that you can get for them. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much my spiel on suppressor covers, my thoughts, my opinions, and kind of an overview on suppressor covers. If you guys have any thoughts, feel free to post those down in the comment section below. Or if you want to reach out and you want to shoot me an email, I have an email set up for the channel. You guys can shoot me an email. That way I can respond that way. Guys, thanks for all the support. Thanks for watching the video. As always, remember to train hard, shoot fast, and most importantly, be safe. And if you're interested in PRS or loading for PRS, stay tuned because I got some pretty cool stuff coming for you guys. Thanks. God bless.